Hey guys, Elizabeth Quinn here again with Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents. Welcome back to my channel. Please don't forget to check out my website, which is waftingwonderfulwax.scentsy.us, where I am Liz Quinn, your lead Scentsy consultant. So today I have for you a What I Have Been Warming video, and I just want to let you guys know that probably next week, since my husband and I are going to Florida for a couple of days, I'm not going to have my typical Wednesday What I Have Been Warming. So this one, either the next one will be a few days late, or depending on how many bars I actually get through, it might be 2 weeks before you see another What I Have Been Warming Wednesday video posted on my channel. Anyway, so let's get back to what I did within the last week, which will include Easter and some cold days and some actual nice sunny days where I started to really feel like spring. So the first one is a very springy day where I wanted to do some really happy light and crisp scents. So I reached for one that I typically do not, and that is aloe, water, and cucumber. And I also did that with melon and apple granita and a couple of little chunks of my brick of Skinny Dippin'. So I guess we'll just start with the Skinny Dippin' brick. I don't go through a ton of this, but it's one of those scents where because I can get it in a brick, it'll probably do me for 4 or 5 years. I haven't even gotten through all that much of it yet, and I think I started using this last year. This is apple, this is pear, and it is melon, but it really smells very tropical and fresh. I would almost guarantee that there is coconut in the background of these notes somewhere. So it is a really juicy, ripe pear, a crisp melon, probably like a honeydew, and maybe a little bit of cantaloupe, and then that really nice green apple. And this is quite strong, so that's part of why I'm not getting through it very fast. So I just did that, I think, in my Peace and Prosperity warmer, and on top of my refrigerator, I have my Old Stone Leaf, really good throw. So then in the front room, I was doing melon and apple granita, which is very sweet. It's very mellow. This is really nice. This was Bring Back My Bar from January, and I don't have more than just this one clam because it's not one that I'm going to go through tons of, but it's crisp and fruity. So it's got probably a cantaloupe melon and then sort of an apple, and the granita part is supposed to be like a frozen slushy, sort of a dessert, kind of a Italian sort of a thing. And it's really nice. So it was very fruity, very happy, very light and crisp, and that was very good with aloe, water, and cucumber. And I did this mostly in the Florida room with all the other things spaced in between. This is one that's currently in the catalog. The Skinny Dippin' you can get either as a brick in Scentsy Club or a bar in the normal catalog in the spring, summer. But this aloe, water, and cucumber is crisp. It's got pineapple water, it's got the softness and the sweetness from the aloe and the crisp cucumber. Very good throw, very good performer, and excellent for spring. So then another day, and I really debated, did I show this to you guys last week or this week, but I couldn't find it, I don't believe, in my last week's What I've Been Warming. Fried ice cream and vanilla waves. So these were in alternate warmers throughout the house. I used an entire bar of fried ice cream, which was also from our last Bring Back My Bar. Ooh, is this good, you guys. So somebody convinced me to put it in my club. It's in my quarterly. I thank you, because this is a spring summer scent. Doing it fall winter was nice, but it's got this crispy cornflake coating because it's fried ice cream, and then it has the vanilla and it's got the cinnamon, and it's creamy and it's intense, but it's still very playful. Oh, is this nice. I'm going to enjoy this all throughout this season, and I lightened it up even more by throwing in a couple cubes and some mini warmers of vanilla waves, which of course is also sadly dearly departed for this particular spring-summer season. And this one, oh, if you guys can get your hands on this in a flash sale or something this summer, this is creamy caramel and vanilla ice cream and a pinch of sea salt. It's fantastic, and it went very well with the fried ice cream. So then another day it was cold and yucky, and I went back to my heavy-duty bakery, almost more fall-winter. So buckleberries in my club from last summer's Bring Back My Bar. This is so nice, you guys. Tart, juicy berries that pair beautifully with bakery, and I paired that with the last 4 cubes of this glam of French toast, because I am finding that I have to use French toast quickly when I do get it in my club. If it sits around for a while, it gets that smell that many of us complain about, that's sort of like burned wires. I love this bar, but it does not keep well for the long haul. So this was getting a little bit on the funky side, so I had cinnamon that was starting to smell just a hair burned. It was fine as long as it was mixing in the air with the buckleberry, and I found out, and this is in my quarterly, I'm so glad, maple vanilla glaze, which is a lot. I will say, if you don't love maple and you don't love bakery, this was in our holiday trio this last fall winter season. This bar, for someone like me, is heavenly. It is saturated maple goodness. It's so strong. It's so sweet. It's got all that vanilla, all that maple, and it was fantastic paired with the buckleberry and the French toast. Honestly, I may, if I continue to have trouble with French toast and I'm feeling like the bars I'm getting in Scentsy Club are getting older rather than staying current, I might even pull that, because this is fabulous with buckleberry also. I like a lot of different types of bakery with buckleberry, but this was to die for. And I just love that incredibly intense, obnoxious hit of sweet, syrupy bakery goodness. I love that. Okay, another day, I still wanted that really nice, rich bakery scent, but a little more mellow, a little bit more chill. So I reached for two that are more medium rather than super strong like that particular day. I think I'd burned myself out. And it was Vanilla Maple Glaze, which is also in my club. This is a favorite of mine now, and I hope that they bring it back next fall, winter, because this is one everybody should like. So it's got the maple, it's got the vanilla, it's got a little bit of cinnamon, but it's smooth and gentle and well-mannered and just nice. So I was baking all day, making the coconut cake that I had posted on Instagram. And by the way, guys, it was absolutely spectacular, fantastic. I ate way too much of it. And this was the perfect companion because it just made the house smell like baked goods and happiness without being overwhelming. And then I used a little bit of walnut raisin muffin, which I have a small stack of. I don't have this in my club, that I've gotten in flash sales over the last couple of years. And this is another just like mellow, wonderful bakery good bar. This you could use all year round. It's very good paired with Welcome Home. It was excellent paired with the maple vanilla. No, the vanilla cinnamon maple. They're all too, we had a lot of maple last fall. All too similar. This is walnut and a little bit of like a muffin or pastry in the background and a lot of raisin. But it's smooth and it's really gentle. And it's just so good. So that was a nice day. And then on Easter, I had my in-laws over, and my mother-in-law is sensitive to certain things. So I wanted to go kind of sweet and bakery, but a little bit also of floral. So there is a different scent from a different company called Pink Petal Tea Cake by Bath & Body Works. And I was kind of going in that direction, plus some lemon on Easter itself. So I took some pink lemon water, which is kind of a strong scent, and my mother-in-law is sensitive to florals. We had a lovely time. They came over. We had a great dinner. My in-laws went for my mother-in-law's first Easter egg hunt because there aren't any small children on this side of the family anymore. So we sent them for an egg hunt. We gave them some money. They were quite happy. My mother-in-law ended up with more than my father-in-law. It was funny. Anyway, they had the best time because she had never done it her entire life. She said, I'm 71 and I'm finally getting to go on an Easter egg hunt. This is cool. So they had a ball. Anyway, so this, the pink lemon water, I mixed with sugar cookie to get more of a pink petal tea cake. It was beautiful. So that mellowed that really sharp lemon and rose that comes from the pink lemon water, but it was really fresh, and the sugar cookie just took it down a notch and made it more bakery. And in the back room, I did lemon coconut chiffon, because to me this is a very Eastery scent, and it kind of went with my coconut cake. This is so good. You guys have heard me rave about this. It's in my club. It's lemon, it's custard, it's coconut, it's cake. It's fabulous. And I have been hoarding my last like half a bar of sugar. I put this in the dining room because this is a cotton candy and lemon drop scent. And it really nicely married the front room and the back room without being too much directly where we were eating, and everybody just thought the house smelled good, and it was a wonderful, wonderful time. All right, another day, because I had been preparing and I put pictures on Instagram of what I did with the table and all that sort of thing. This is what I wanted to melt on Easter, but I was afraid it would bother my mother-in-law. This heavy-hitting, a very herbal and floral trio. So, Sunsoaked Petals. I love this bar. It is so strong. It is now retired. I have a stack of 5. It will probably do me for 5 or 6 years. I've only used 2 cubes so far this year. 1 cube of it in the, I think the Florida room, and 1 cube in this room. And then everything else in between I spaced out with other scents because this thing is just, I don't know how they put so much scent into one bar, but this smells like a field of daffodils. It is fresh and sharp and clean and springy, and I love it, but wow, is it strong. Great bang for your buck. Anyway, that one, and then I did a lot of Flower Shop because even though this is also very herbal and fresh, it's softer than the Sunsoaked Petals. I mean, relatively speaking, it's still a strong bar. So this smells like a greenhouse. And it was amazing with the field of daffodils. And I feel like there's just a hint of red rose in here. It was beautiful. And then I used up some of one of my bars of Mint Fields from the Epcot collection. I like this bar, but I like it as either a mixer or an alternate warmer bar. All by itself, I think it lacks a little bit of personality because it's just like deep, earthy mint. And I love deep, earthy mint. I grow mint in my garden. I've even got it in one of my pots out here. But it just needs something else with it to keep it interesting, I think. So that was nice. And then today, I had gotten out a clam of huckleberry and clementine to do my melting basket for April, which was the story of the secret garden, which was super fun. If you haven't watched it, that was a good one. It was like a story time with me. Anyway, so huckleberry and clementine's kind of a pushy bar. I don't hate it, but I have to be careful what I melt it with and when. So I've only got 1 cube of this, kind of like I did with the Sunsoaked Petals, in 2 different places in the house. And this is going really nicely. So it's got the clementine, it's got the huckleberry, but then it has this strawberry vine note, which can take over and be really annoying. Today, I seem to have it in check with what else I'm melting with it, which happens to be most of a clam of the Mandalorian, which is a great earthy garden scent. I do not even know if this is still available. I don't think it is right now. It was recently. This is like geranium, silver mint, lavender, maybe not lavender, but it's got all these different herbs and it's soft and sweet spring garden. All the herbal side, so beautiful. And then to keep the huckleberry and clementine from getting way too sharp, I also have a few warmers of Alpine Meadow, which is another retired one. Unfortunately, a lot of this week is retired stuff. I'm sorry, guys. Excuse me. So the Alpine Meadow is a soft, sweet, kind of grassy. It's got a little bit of red berries and just sweet florals, like little green and white and yellow happy fields of wildflowers kind of a scent. It's beautiful. Sorry guys, I got something in my throat. I'm back now. Anyway, so we did the Alpine Meadow with the huckleberry and clementine and the Mandalorian all in the house. That's what I've got today, and it just smells like spring. I love earthy spring scents. My older daughter, the other day, she came in when I was doing the Sunsoaked Petals with the flower shop, and she said, you know, Mom, when I think of spring and I think of you, that's what I think of. Whereas when I think of my mother, I think of all of the actual florals, like what I was doing a couple weeks ago with the hyacinth and the gardenia and all that. So then I have a few things that were just kind of odds and ends in weird places. The day where I was doing the fried ice cream and the vanilla waves, it was fantastic all day long, but by the time I got to evening, for some reason, I felt like I was just being choked out and overwhelmed by all that sweet bakery. So I took it out of the warmers, and I had just a few cubes left of this old Silhouette, which is very beautiful. It's a subtle, light scent that people complained when we got this in a flash sale that the bars were too old. These two, the ends of these bars were very good considering the way that I've had performance with this over the couple years I've had it. This was beautiful. So it has sort of a perfumey, musky, deep, but subtle, soft scent. And it was great for the evening. I put it in my bedroom. I put it, I think, in the Florida room and the dining room. Lovely and a great way to use up a couple more clams. Then, as I told you in my very last video, which was a little combined haul, I broke out some of my blue coconut beach, and I've just had that in one warmer, just enjoying it, kind of spur of the moment. It is so good. It's light, but it's just an addictive, tropical, creamy scent. I cannot say enough about that. Then one of my kids was doing By the Sea in her room, and that was really good with the Blue Coconut Beach. Now, this is much stronger than Blue Coconut Beach, but they'd be a good pairing as long as you kind of keep them apart from each other a little bit, room to room. And By the Sea is just a classic. It's fantastic in performance. It's just a really good beach grass and sea salt air kind of a smell, and it is just lovely. You can get this in a lot of products too. You can get it in the car bars and the room spray, and I'm not sure if it comes in a scent pack. It does come in a scent circle. It's a really good summer smell. All right, my older daughter, she's now working a couple days a week and then finishing up school and all that. So a lot of times I will change her warmer for her because she has a lot on her plate. I threw in some Sunburst Bamboo in her room. I don't care for this scent, but she does. This was a scent of the month a couple years ago. It's extremely crisp and sharp with like a bamboo note, and I think there's supposed to be some peony in here. All I really get is sharp, biting green, but she likes it, so it's going in her room, so it'll welcome her when she gets back. And then I did, one of the days where I was going bakery crazy in the rest of the house, I did my last 2 cubes of this clam of toasted marshmallow. Now, I have to say, this clam of toasted marshmallow has performed tons better than my last 3 or 4, and I am so relieved because I was starting to get really worried that I was going to have to give up on this bar. This one, through correctly, really smelled like toastiness and malt and gooey marshmallow, and it was wonderful, which is why this bar's been in my club for years, but the last few that I've gotten didn't have much oil. That one was really good. And then last but not least, 4 cubes of whipped vanilla lavender. I did 2 and 2 in my warmers in my room, my Amazing Grace, and my Birds of a Feather. This is so nice, you guys. I think the fact that it's had a year to cure, it's by no means strong, but I do really enjoy it, and this is the current lavender scent in our catalog. Now, right now, I'm pretty sure you can still get the French lavender that's in the Garden Epcot collection that's just been added to the website during this promotional season when we have the Epcot, but this one is the catalog vanilla lavender this season. French lavender is more herbal. I love them both. I actually have an order coming where I've got 3 of each in a 6-pack. So this one is sweeter, it's a little creamier, a little more updated, and it is just so good. It was perfect in my bedroom. It's going for a second day nice and just the right strength for that type of space. Now, out in a huge open area, this probably isn't going to perform worth beans, but in a medium to small space, it's lovely. So this is Elizabeth with Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents with all of what I have been warming in the last week. And as I said at the beginning of the video, there will be a gap between this, what I have been warming, and I may do kind of a catch-up mini version, or I will wait 2 full weeks before I do another one of these because I will be in Florida for a few days in between. Have a great day, guys. God bless. Bye-bye.